I think in Portland we've seen hints of this coming for quite some time. You know, there's been riots in Portland before. Since May 29th, it has completely turned upside down. The job that my husband does is gone. They've eliminated major parts of the police bureau in Portland. They've defunded, they've taken away officers. It's chaos right now in Portland. We made the decision to sell our house. We're not going to live in this community where our address is already known. We're going to move to someplace unknown. We're not going to give the city our address. We've got a P.O. box now so that no one actually knows where we are.
I see law enforcement as overwhelmingly good. These are the people that protect us. These are the people that allow us to be able to have a home and go to work and raise our kids. And these guys put their lives on the line.
People will know that we're here and we're still faithful and we still want to see God work. That gives us hope. And it's just one of the many things that God's done to make it clear to me how purposeful He is in all of this. People are being killed here. And He has been so faithful and so strong. And so I just hope that the rest of the country then will say, okay, we're going to stand up for you. What's happening in Portland and Seattle and some of these cities should be a huge warning to the rest of the nation, because as fast as it has happened here, I see it spreading in small ways, and it's not something that's going to be stopped. The city leaders are making our lives hell, and that matters to me, and that affects me, and so now I'm awake. I think Christians have got to stand up. They've got to vote. They've got to show up in the polls. They've got to show up in their communities and talk to people. You can't hide anymore. Just vote. Just vote based on principle, based on policy. If every Christian was voting, I can't even imagine how great this country would be. It is divisive, but it's only because if you stand for truth, you will divide.
We got to speak up. And I think before people can speak up, they need to wake up. There's nobody more essential than people like you and your husband who love the Lord, who love your family, who love your community, who love this nation. And I want you to know that you're super essential.
Ryan Higgins is the co-creator of Non-Essential and founder of the Campus Collaborative. He has been instrumental in the past 5 presidential elections, primarily at the intersection of faith and politics, most notably in his role as senior advisor to Dr. Ben Carson. Ryan's events have broken world records and have drawn millions of attendees. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ryan Higgins.
Hey everybody, how's it going? Thank you so much. Thank you. Sit down. Well, it's an honor to be here, and we want to take a moment here just to take a break and talk about something a little bit different based on that video and something that we want to share with you. How many of y'all feel like it's been a little bit of a bizarre year, 2020? Make some noise. It's got to be one of the most bizarre times to be alive in human history. But I tell you, one of the things that have me the most fired up is the way that our police have been treated. I tell you, it infuriates me, and I have to keep my heart in check because it makes me so angry. And we wanted to take a minute, and we're going to show you a video in a minute here. But before we do, could we have everybody in the room who is active or retired, police officers, and your family, because your family is just as important as you are, could you stand up in this room and at home all across America? Stay standing for me. Thank you so much for your service. Stay standing for a minute. While you're standing, I know I speak on behalf of the Christian community all across the United States, and we want to send a message to you and to all of you at home. The Christian community thinks you are extremely essential. Thank you. You can have a seat. But what we want to do tonight, even beyond honoring you with applause, is we want to give everybody here tonight and everybody watching at home the opportunity to turn that applause into action. If you're like me, and this is where I see some nervous faces out there, if you're like me, you want to do something to support the police officers, then I tell you, the creators of this, we searched high and low to find an organization that we could partner with that not just helps them and gives them counseling, but gives them godly counseling. tells them about Jesus, asks the officers that are believers to invite their friends and their officers that aren't believers to go be a part of what we're about to show you. So we partnered with the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, and we love everything that they do, but they're doing something special just for non-essential next year, and we're going to show you a video. But before we did, I just wanted to give one push, one nice, kind, Christian, strong push. If you're at home and you can do something, please do. If you can't give, I understand 2020 has been a crazy financial year. And if you can't, what we ask you to do, will you pray for them? When you see them at the coffee shop, will you buy them some coffee or just give them a hug? Let your kids go up to them and tell them that you appreciate them. But if you can give $1, if you're a 10-year-old kid at home and you want to support the police, give. If you're an adult and $5 is all you can give, $5 is all you give. But there's going to be millions of people watching this, and if everybody gives $5, it's going to add up to a whole lot. And we've done this in the past, and we've had a big impact. So watch this video. Open your hearts now. Open your minds. And partner with us. And together, people from all 50 states in the United States, let's send a message to the police officers and their families that the Christian community says that you are extremely essential.
I can say unequivocally that the days that we're policing now are some of the most challenging that I've seen in the course of my 30 years.
There has been a shift. It's become very popular to visualize and to put this all over the media about cops are just bad. It's all you see.
Police are used to dealing with stressful situations. That's how we're built. But what people don't realize is that the police officer are also coexisting with the trauma because that's all they respond to.
We're shouldering an already heavy burden. Now it's people are taught to fear the police.
So it's difficult, that perception, to deal with that perception is very difficult.
I received a phone call from my sergeant. My stomach just dropped. My knees got weak. We'd never lost an officer before in our history. It really rattled me.
At least every other day, it's another one. It's another shooting. It's another fallen off. It's another funeral. And it's just constant. And it just creates this fear of, I don't want my husband to go to work.
When the world crushes you, it affects everything.
A human being only can go so far with seeing so much tragedy, and it finally gets to you.
If you don't have something outside of you that comes in to refresh you and renew you and refill you, you're going to crash and burn. You're going to burn out.
The law enforcement retreat is a great opportunity for officers to come together and have that fellowship that only police officers can know and experience. But more than that, the real benefit is that some of the things that we carry, some of the things that we've seen and heard, we can learn how to deal with that.
We as police officers are very private people, but we speak the same language, so we usually go to each other when we're in times of hurting and pain like that. Nobody can understand a police like another police.
Before you realize it, you are in a hole and you can't see the top anymore. You can't see down. It's so dark inside that hole, you don't know what to do. So how do we fix it?
Retreats like this, it allows fellowship and it allows wives to connect. They talk so much about the officer and the needs of the officer, and we get that, but there's also somebody at home that's supporting him and allowing him to go and do what he does.
We are broken humans in need of divine help.
Outside of the military, we're the only other profession that trains every day to die.
What this retreat has done for me, it has renewed my spirit to take a whole different turn in my law enforcement career.
I had an opportunity to sit amongst my fellow brothers and sisters in blue, cry, worship, and it rejuvenated me to get back out there.
And it's important for command staffs to support the attendance of our personnel, because we have to make sure we do everything we can to protect and support their hearts, because policing is a profession of the heart.
In recent months, we have seen the climate of our country dramatically change toward law enforcement. While many of our cities have been in utter turmoil with increased violence and unrest, our police officers have been discouraged, devalued, and demoralized, and there are many communities where they're talking about defunding them or even abolishing the police. They serve 24/7, protecting our communities. Their lives are in danger every day on the streets, and the leadership don't stand behind them. Here at the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association, we hold law enforcement retreats and seminars. We've been doing this for years, where we bring officers and their spouses together for a few days of prayer and Bible study. It's been an incredible opportunity to minister to them. But we want to take what we've been doing for the last several years, and in 2021, we want to go and expand this and go into places like Portland. We want to go to Seattle. We want to go to Kenosha. We want to go to places where the lives of these officers have really been put on the line. If you'd like to be a part of this, you could underwrite one of these officers at one of these retreats or a couple. Just text the word BLUE to 24777. Or go to the website on the screen. Remember, it's text the word BLUE to 24777, or go to the website, and you can see how you can be a part of helping and minister to the men and women in blue across this country. But most importantly, we need your prayer every day for the police in our communities and across this nation. God bless.